Okay. Uh, no questions. Just if I walk into the room because I'm called because the person is dying, if they are alert, I would greet them and then get ready for the sacrament, but ask them did they wish to go to confession. And then I would usher any other people in the room out and then hear their confession. And then begin the anointing as found in the ritual books. If the person has a great fear, it seems to be what you're talking about, of sins of the past, then you have to go to an assurance of what the sacrament is and explain to them about the power of God's forgiveness that comes not only in the confession, it's already come, but it comes in the sacrament itself, cleansing them. And there is an indulgence granted to help them not to be afraid. You somehow have to choose words according to their mental capacity and intelligence of what God is calling them to do to renew their act of faith. Is that helping you at all?
Yeah.
And what would the person, if the person still has problems and fear, you just have to assure them that, and then tell them what the anointing is, right?
What is anointing?
The anointing is God's presence for them in a really forgiveness manner, bringing them indulgence, cleansing their sins away. All of us will probably have to be purgated in some form, and you can assure them that God looks after that in preparing him or her for the glories of presence with him. And it's hard to describe every patient in a general way because it depends on the patient and what the patient is coming back to you with. Most people are really that I've found, once you anoint them, once you hear the confession, yeah, if they're able to go, once you anoint them, have a calmness then, knowing that the priest is there and the sacrament has been given. If they're able, then they also will receive the Eucharist as you anoint them, right? You anoint them, give them the Eucharist, heard the confession, the whole thing. And for most people with faith, that is their help, that is their consolation, you know. That now, if the person, other than that, the person might issue some doubts, but you have to respond to the doubt. It's hard to do that without the person saying it. I've never come across a person in my long life of 108
Yeah.
of anyone in any way expressing a fear at that point. Once they had the priest, and if they're able to go to confession, if not, then just the communion. No, I shouldn't say just the communion. If they know what they're doing when they receive communion, if not, then the anointing. They know the priest is there, and that's their help to face God. I can't recall anyone having any negative fear, put it that way, negative fear at the moment of being anointed, but rather the opposite, you know, of being contented. I can give you cases, but that's not necessary. Some just came to mind. I will give you one where a young person was dying and was completely out of it, unconscious. And the nurse said to me when I arrived, it's just a matter of moments. And then her mother turned to her and said, I was there, said to her, even though she was unconscious, it seemed. And when her mother said my name, if she knew me, the young girl just came right back completely. And she wanted to go to confession. And so her mother ushered everyone out of the room. And once that girl went to confession, she was fine. She was just number one. I left her and she was laughing. Yeah, and telling me her last words to me